evening to talk about South Carolina State University and the Ag Innovation Scholarship. I want to make sure just a couple of ground expectations that everyone is muted if you're not speaking. And also, I would love to see your wonderful faces. So if you are on a camera, phone, if you could open your cameras up just so that we can see who's on the call. If not, we totally understand if you're on the phone. But again, we want to welcome everyone to our Ag Innovation Scholarship Informational for high school students. My name is Dr. Derrick Wise, and I proudly serve as the Program Director of the Ag Innovation Scholarship and the State Program Leader for Education, Innovation, and Support. I have several colleagues on the call with me today, and I will introduce them as they come up and present. So this call is very important. Here at South Carolina State, we have a scholarship called the Agriculture Innovation Scholarship, and we will be talking a little bit about that. We will be doing an overview of South Carolina State University, the missions requirements, and talking about what careers look like in agriculture. And also we have some students on the call as well who's going to talk about their experiences at South Carolina State University and with the Ag Innovation Scholarship. First, I would like to bring up one of our EIS agents. She is an alumni of South Carolina State University, and she's just going to provide us just a little bit of background about her great alma mater, South Carolina State University. So without further ado, Ms. Sydney Keith will give an overview of South Carolina State University.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. South Carolina State University, in my opinion, is the best university not only in South Carolina, but in the whole country. We are located in Orangeburg, South Carolina, and we have over 2,400 students on campus right now. To get this scholarship, you first have to apply to South Carolina State University. So with your application, you must submit it on www.scsu.edu. And with that, you must also send in your transcript. It's important that if you are dual enrolled, that you send in both transcripts, one from your high school and one from the university where you're taking your college credits at. And with that, you also will need a letter of recommendation. To apply to SC State, you must have at least a 2.0. But for the scholarship, you must have a 2.8, but we are looking for a 3.0. And if you have any questions for me, I will put my information in the chat box. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Keith, for giving us an overview of the best university in the world. And I must echo those sentiments. South Carolina State is a premier HBCU in the state of South Carolina and across the country. A lot of notable alumni have graduated from South Carolina State University. And of course, if you live in the state of South Carolina, you have heard of South Carolina State, and especially the band, who get a lot of reputation, accolades. At this time, I want to talk just a little bit about the Agriculture Innovation Scholarship. So the Agriculture Innovation Scholarship, our first cohort came in fall 2020. So now we are looking for bright high school students who can carry the mantle as our second cohort. As Ms. Keith said, it's for students who are interested in agriculture majors. Mr. Mitchell, if you wouldn't mind putting up the presentation as well. But the Ag Innovation Scholarship is for students, high school students who are interested in the majoring in agriculture. And I'm going to run through some slides real quick. Go to the next one. And of course, we're based at South Carolina State University, which is a land grant institution. Move to the next slide. So I pulled this article, which came out in October the 30th of 2020. So this is a recent article, and it talks about it talks about an $14 million investment in agriculture that the federal government is investing in the state of South Carolina, and particularly in Hampton County. So I pulled this article up to let you know that agriculture right now is the largest industry in the state of South Carolina. And it is the second largest industry in the state of North Carolina and Georgia. So with that being said, we will always have job opportunities around agriculture in the state of South Carolina. And some jobs that you can get in agriculture, a child care director, a home economist, a caterer, a dietitian, an ag retail sales, pest control. There's a plethora of positions that you can get when you major in one of these careers. And we do have someone after me to come and dive into it a little bit more of what type of careers you can look for. So the majors that you must major in to be a recipient of the scholarship is agribusiness, family and consumer science business, family and consumer science nutrition, or family and consumer science child development. So those are the four majors that you have to major in to receive the scholarship. If you can move to the next slide. The Agriculture Innovation Scholarship, of course, it prepares exceptional students to complete a BA in food and agriculture sciences and other related fields. And here, again, I listed the four majors that we have that correlates with the scholarship. Our objectives of the scholarship program, basically, of course, we want to increase the number of graduates who receive degrees in food, agriculture, natural resources, and human science degree. We also want to increase the employers who pursue careers in food and agriculture sciences. And also we want to expand experimental learning opportunities for South Carolina State. So the scholarship award is awarded annually. So as long as you maintain, after you receive the scholarship, as long as you maintain a 3.0, we will renew the award every year. And the award must be used at South Carolina State. The scholarships awards are based on individual financial aid packages. So basically what that means is that we will zero out your tuition and room and board balances. So a lot of you, because you already have a 3.0 GPA, you will receive the Hope or the Life Scholarship, and you might receive other grants and scholarships. So after all of your state and federal scholarships and grants is applied to your account, what we do is go in and take the rest of your balance and we zero it out. And so in that case, the goal is for all of our students to not to take out any loans. And that's important to your family, to your parents, and to your future success and financial stability. So one of the goals of the scholarship is for our scholarship recipients to not take out any loans. So after all scholarships is applied to your account, we go and zero it out. So scholarships can look differently for each student. Some students will receive a full scholarship, maybe up to $20,000. Some students will receive $5,000. It just depends on your personal financial aid package. In addition to paying for your tuition, room and board, you will also receive a complimentary laptop. We want to make sure that you're successful throughout your matriculation here at South Carolina State, and making sure that you have the best of technology. So we supply all of our scholarship recipients with a laptop. Also, our recipients receive a $2,000 book stipend per year, $1,000 per semester to pay for your books. Our scholarship recipients have priority housing in the living and learning community. We have access to USDA internships. One of the criteria of our scholarship recipients is that you must apply to internships in ag and food and nutrition. And also, we also offer other professional and career development opportunities. We want to make sure that our students are well-rounded when they leave South Carolina State. And not only being well-rounded, we also want to make sure that our students are in the best position to be employed in a career of their choice when they leave South Carolina State as well. All right. Ms. Keith also talked a little bit, she went into a little bit about the eligibility requirements. You must first apply to South Carolina State University. So after you apply to South Carolina State University, then you can apply to the scholarship. Now, after you apply, of course, there's a delay in the time where you get accepted to, or when you hear a response from the university. But you can go ahead and apply to the scholarship program while you're waiting for your acceptance letter. And we will be notified by admissions of when you are accepted or the outcome of your application. Also, you must be a citizen of the United States. Our preferred high school GPA is a 3.0, and you also must declare a major in agribusiness or family and consumer science. And then it always helps when you can demonstrate leadership and community service as well. So first, apply to South Carolina State University. After you apply to South Carolina State University, then apply to the scholarship. And on our website, in the search engine, you can just type in agriculture innovation scholarship and our webpage will pop up. What's really important is that the deadline to apply for our scholarship is April the 1st. April the 1st. So you must apply by April the 1st. But please note that our scholarships are granted on a rolling basis. So as students applying, or as students are applying in January and February and March, we are accepting applications and we're offering scholarships as they apply. So it's best to go ahead and get your application in early, as soon as possible. Really, after this call, go ahead and apply to South Carolina State and the scholarship so we can start reviewing your application now. So we will be accepting recipients of the scholarship until the money runs out. And then this is my contact information. Again, I'm the program director of the scholarship. So if you have any questions about the application process or need more information about agriculture or any of our majors, you can always reach me at my email address or call me on my phone number, and I'll be happy to assist you with further information. Also, if you have any questions during this presentation, if you can write them in the chat box, we'll be answering questions at the end. So if you have any questions or anything that's unclear, please type them in the chat box. And we do have a period at the end of this session where you can ask questions verbally as well. So without further ado, I'm going to ask my colleague, Mr. Joshua, to come forward, and he's going to talk about different careers in agriculture. So now that you have an interest in agriculture, you have an interest in food and nutrition and child development, what can you do with those, or with that major, and what kind of careers can you go into after you graduate with this degree? Dr. Joshua. Dr. Adasi. I think your mic is on mute, sir. And we can't hear you.
Got
There we
it.
go.
Got it. I got it.
Yes, sir.
So Maurice, are you gonna pull the thing up for me? So, Dr. Wise, if you can, how many students do we have, or potential student do we have on the call right now? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I say,
Believe-
how many students do we have registered and they are here on the call?
believe around 20 or so.
Okay. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today because of the call from Dr. Wise, and I want you to understand the accent you are hearing is from a gentleman from Tanzania. I was born in Tanzania. I spoke Swahili for so many years. My accent has not changed very much. So if you have any question, just write it down, and later on you can ask, because we don't have a lot of time. I'll start with one thing only. I want you guys write down in your little scrabble paper there, if at all you remember history. And I'm kind of a religious person, but this one is a little bit religious question. Do you remember God doing something in the Old Testament about sending some birds out of the ark to look for some stuff? A raven and a dove. Why did God send those two birds out of the ark to go outside to seek for information? That was technology then, and we have technology today. The two birds had different kind of characteristics. And if you Google it, you'll find it. If you're Muslim, you're Christian, these stories are all both in the two books of faith. So you'll find out technology has not started today. It started way back in the days. And in the Bible, we have that one example. As I said, I was born in Tanzania. We were growing coffee when I was back in the days, growing coffee with my parents, mixing coffee with bananas, with a lot of fruits. It was really interesting. And we used the money to sell the coffee products, and we used it for tuition. And for us, agriculture was something which we really loved, because that's how we were able to go to school. Technology was not that much in the agenda those days, so we did a lot of things manual. Took the coffee to the cooperative, we sold it, we got the money, my papa gave us the money, we went to school. Moving forward, I went to Europe for school, and I came here to do my master's and PhD. I saw quite a lot of changes between here and Europe on how agriculture has been implemented. But one key thing is innovation. A lot of our students I met in school were working with professors to do something, to change the art of agriculture and natural resources vis-a-vis forestry, so that it's appealing to the young people. Because to tell you the truth, nobody wants to work with manual labor every day. And you remember the history of slavery, it was bad. People didn't like agriculture anymore because it was laborious, tenuous, and very uninteresting. These days, you and me, we see things different because of technology. We play game, and you have heard about GameStop. The thing about GameStop right now in the Wall Street, the way how they are shaking the Wall Street because of technology. So I want us tonight to look at one just simple thing in agriculture and forests called unmanned aerial vehicles. These are the drones, things which we don't put anybody inside there to run them. We can play games with them and they'll take action as we put the coding and the type of metrics we want them to do for us. So drones have really been helpful to us right now as we speak, because as I said, Noah sent those two birds to look for information. We can do the same in our truck or somewhere in the office. We can send them, they'll go and bring us information as we wish. Move to the next slide, please. They come in different shapes, and most of you, you have seen these drones. These days, we can even make them. You guys can sit down with your advisors and those technology gurus. You can put a little robotic thing which can go up in the sky and come back. Most of it depends on what you want it to do for you. So this thing is not laborious. You are not gonna, get ticks bite you or the sun scratch you. This thing is really cool because it helps us in a lot of ways. I'll just list a few things. A drone can be used in forestry to detect where diseases are in the woods, or in the farm where we have a little infestation because of some insects or some fungus. We can send it up, it will go there and bring you pictures which will tell you. In French, we say there's a malady, there's a malade, a disease which is attacking your crop. So it can give us those features. And to tell you the truth is the way how you program it. So there's a little bit of math, there's a little bit of physics. That's why I'm encouraging you guys to really like this thing, because right now we are really running out of people who can run or man these equipments in the skies. In forest, for example, right now we have a group up in Chero. I don't know how to spell to pronounce Chero, but I'd say it's Chero. Wise, how do you pronounce Chero? Is it Chero or Chero? It's up north in near I can say it's Bentsville, close to Bentsville, up as you are going up north. Chero. Chero, yeah. Chero is a place where we have a very interesting group of guys who are running these drones for a living, and we gave them a little contract the other day here. They will spend $4,500 from our projects here because they will do some mapping at the farm, the new farm we have. This is a new norm right now. Technology is taking over what we do. In agriculture, as I said, we can use them to go up and look for the boundaries of the farm and also assess the soil and give us some very good number on the pH and the lack thereof some minerals like magnesium and phosphorus. So there's some really good thing we are doing right now with drones because they can go do them for us. Now, the key thing is programming. Do we want them to have pictures which will show us differences in colors, or they'll go deep and sense, meaning adding sensors to sense the things which are in the soil or the things in the water bodies which you want to investigate? So it's up to you to ask your advisor. If you want to be in agriculture, and I'm interested in aquaculture, in marine culture, what type of lenses, sensors I should put in my drone so that they can help me find it. So there'll be a sequence of training which you'll go through. So in agriculture and in forests, we're using them, these drones, for many, many others. Now, I'll move to the next slide. Look at that picture. Yeah, this is a view from above which can tell you a lot of things. For me, it can give me two things. Either it's late in fall, the trees are changing color, or deep down there in the middle there, you could see there might be a disease because of that concentration of the brown color. In a darkish color, brown color tells you there's something. So in your thinking, in your office, you can say, you know what? We need to send somebody, a scout, somebody to survey it. There's a road system there, and then we can put our 4-wheel drive vehicle and send somebody to go there and see. You don't have to cover the whole forest or the whole farm because you can see where the spots are. So sampling is another technique which we use. We can sample our work because we know from the picture which the drone gives us, yeah, we can do. Now, let's go to the next picture. The word cool there is just a metaphor. I really want you to believe that it's cool because it doesn't have a strenuous experience our folks had before. The areas of technology which we want you guys to go into is that where the coolness is all about, where your physics, your math skills can help you to make really good decisions to help a farmer or a woodland owners to do their thing. Move to the next. So the key thing which I wanted you to know that in urban planning, our fourth bullet over there, where we do have a lot of areas in the urban setting where we call them food deserts or brown fields where we don't have anything going or abandoned places, we can plan things to help those areas in the city or in a town because we can send those drones up there and bring us some pictures of those localities where we need perhaps to do some community engagement, an urban garden. We can get those pictures from above and come up with the planning on how we can do it. Farmers, as I say, they are using this quite a lot, and we have a professor here in campus here at SC State who is going to build a drone with his class. And this fall, we will start working with farmers to go to their farms and make maps about their soils, about their boundaries, and the water bodies which is surrounding their farms so that they can understand their fields better. And our students here at SC State will do it with this professor. So there's some stuff which we're going to do here, and they are building these robots right here in the lab. Let's move to the next. This is cool. And for me, as a forester, forest fires are a big thing. And you have seen how much money we're spending in California every year to put the fires down. Man, it's a lot, billions of dollars. So these days we're starting, we call it Fire Academy. We're working with our people in the field to build these fires in a sense that we can control them. We understand that what makes fire become so rigorous is the fuel which is on the ground, the dead trees, the branch which fell and stayed there long. When if somebody sets a fire with an arson fire or an accident because they were hunting, this will start and it will start burning, and sometimes we get out of hand, and that's why we see a lot of homes and even people are killed because of fire. Drones will help us to go up in the canopy of the wooded area and take pictures and bring those pictures to us, and we can send our planes with water bodies and chemicals to those areas where we see the intensity of the fire is raging. So drones are very, very applicable right now as we speak in scouting where the hot spots are. And if we move to this is my last photo. You see a drone on top of the fire there. It's going over the smoke, it's taking pictures, and this picture can really go deep down into the even ground to see how intense the fire is. So for us, firefighting is a big thing. We have lost a lot of people, we have lost a lot of properties. It's something which we really are thinking how fire science now can be developed so that we can be able to stand or to stop or to reduce the occurrence of fire, because we are losing quite a lot of our people, our communities, and also the economy of some states have been really shattered because of fires. So farmers are getting benefits of drones. Urban planning people are getting benefits of drones. And as I said, people who are dealing with forestry and forest fires are getting benefit of drones. But we need young people who can run these drones. It's a science of some sort. It's a new technology of some sort. So think about your career and technology. One thing I didn't even touch about precision agriculture, GPS helping tractors to do things in the field. So there are so many other, I call them interesting technology thing which we could use. Now, if you need to contact me, my contact information is coming. Move to the last page. My name is Joshua. It has a lot of my friends, they call me Dr. Josh. You can call me Dr. Josh, no problemo. You are invited to call me. There's a telephone number there. You know, send me an email, text me. Use that phone there. It's a cell phone. You know, write me, hey, you have been in Europe, you have been in America, you've been in Africa. What is the difference? We can talk. I want to be a friend to you so that I can tell you some more of my experience in this field. I enjoy being a forester and also an agroforester because I do a lot of agriculture stuff. So that you can think about what will be your next move, and also invite you to join us here at SC State because we are going to have a lot of good stuff coming in a couple of years. Thank you, guys. I hope I use my time wisely, or if I ran over, sorry.
Thank you, Dr. Adasi. That was definitely some interesting information and give us an eclectic view of agriculture in today's society. Of course, agriculture and food and natural sciences, it looks different today than what it did 50 years ago. And we've become very high tech. And there's a lot of careers out there that you can pursue if you pursue one of these majors. So thank you again, Dr. Adasi, for giving us a snapshot of what some students can do with these degrees. One of the things, I know that we have several students on the call. So for the students, high school students on the call, if you or counselors on the call, if you're in the school system, in the chat box, if you can just write what school, what high school you go to, or what high school you attend, we will definitely appreciate it. That's just to kind of let us know who's in the chat room, who's here virtually. So if you could just let us know what high school you are attending now, we would really appreciate it. At this time, one of the most important thing at South Carolina student, or the greatest aspect of South Carolina State University, is our students. And our South Carolina State would be nothing without its students, and our Agriculture Innovation Scholarship wouldn't be as successful as it is without our students. So without further ado, I have one student on the call who's going to talk about his experiences here at South Carolina State, why he chose South Carolina State, and why he chose to apply to the Agriculture Innovation Scholarship. So I'm going to bring up my good friend, my good student, Mark Wardlaw, so he can talk about his experience here at South Carolina State University. Mr. Mark.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Wise. Hello, everyone. As Dr. Wise said, my name is Mark Wardlaw. I am from a little city called Vidalia, Georgia. This year, I am a freshman at South Carolina State. I was blessed to receive the scholarship, the Ag Innovation Scholarship, the 1890 Ag Innovation Scholarship. This scholarship has definitely meant a lot for me, and not just for me, for my family. My mom, who went to South Carolina State, she told me that she didn't have the same opportunity, so she was very excited for me when she found out or heard the news. This year has definitely been a trying year, and it was a lot to learn. But you know, with this scholarship that was given to me, it definitely helped me through a lot of things and helped my family also. The reason why I chose South Carolina State, one was because my mom went to South Carolina State, and then I did a lot of research about South Carolina State and certain things that could kind of help me out as far as going to school. And I saw where the agribusiness program was saying, could you apply? Could you do this? And I jumped right on it. I didn't waste any time applying. So at the time, Dr. Wise wasn't here, and I got a call from Dr. Mathis saying that I received the scholarship. And that day was probably one of the will probably be the day that I will remember. It was just a blessing. And as I talk to you guys, I hope that me speaking to you guys kind of gives you an insight of what this scholarship would do for you. This scholarship would do a lot as far as housing, meals, books, just school laptops, as we stated before. And so as I talk to you guys, I cannot emphasize to you guys how you should apply. Okay. And also with these contacts that you guys will see, do not be afraid to call or ask any questions. All right. Dr. Wise knows when I have a question, he knows I will call him and ask him about anything. And I will not be too long. I just want to say thank you, Dr. Wise, Miss Sydney, Mr. Mitchell, for allowing me to come on and talk to these guys. Once again, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mark. Well said. Well said. As you can see, Mr. Mark, one of our bright scholars, very excited, excelling here at South Carolina State University. Because of COVID, we haven't met personally yet because schools has been virtual. But this semester, South Carolina State has reopened, and we do have some students back on campus. And I think Mark will be coming in a few days. So thank you again for sharing your experience here at South Carolina State with the students. As you can tell, South Carolina State, we do produce scholars. Now, as I look over our chat room, I see we have several students from Orangeburg in here, Columbia, South Carolina, Richland 1 and Richland 2. I think I see South Point, Hunter Kennard in the chat room, Woodland High. So we do welcome you on this virtual call as well. We're excited. And hopefully each and every one of you will apply to the great South Carolina State and to the Ag Innovation Scholarship. At this time, if you do have any questions, you can put them in the chat box. Or at this time, I'm going to open up the mic. So if anybody have any question that they would like to ask, Ms. Sydney Keith would lead this portion.
Okay, so our first question is, the information we received stated January 31st, 2021 for the deadline. Also, what about a major in computer science? The deadline for the Ag Innovation Scholarship is April 1st, 2021. The scholarship is open now, so I would encourage everyone to go ahead and start applying now. Also, the declared majors are only agribusiness, family and consumer science business, food and nutrition management, and family consumer science child development. But I will also say to reach out to us, and maybe we can speak more about what your career path is, because what you want to do might fall into one of those majors and you might not even know.
Right. Do anybody else on the call have any other questions? We want to make sure we offer you the opportunity to ask any questions about South Carolina State or about the scholarship now.
Dr. Wise.
Yes.
This is Angela Terry, Issa Terry's mother. He's on the line, but he's driving, and you and I spoke extensively before. So
yes,
we have applied to SC State, had the transcripts that submitted to FAFSA and all of that. But of course, all of that is in process. So now we will complete the application for the scholarship. It's just like a first come, first serve, because now it's out of our control as to when the rest of it is processed.
Yes, ma'am. So you applied to South Carolina State, which is the first step. And then, as I would say now, and you said, did you already apply to the scholarship?
I did not. I have not submitted that yet because I was actually waiting on SC State to respond with acceptance.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and apply to the scholarship so that your son, go ahead and apply to the scholarship so that his name is already in queue. And then what's going to happen is admissions will notify me when your son is officially accepted to the university. And when he's officially accepted to the university, if we already have his scholarship on file, we can move quickly, expeditiously with reviewing his file. So yes, so I want to encourage everyone, the day that you apply to South Carolina State University, go ahead and apply to the scholarship that same day, even if you haven't received your acceptance letter yet.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And hopefully he will be joining the Bulldog family come fall 2021. Great question.
No better place to be. We are
No
the
better
Bulldog
place.
family.
Any other question? That was a really good question. I see a question that just came up. Will a student get the scholarship before the deadline? Yes. The deadline to apply for the scholarship is April the 1st, but we know now students are making decisions now at which colleges they will attend based on other scholarships that the college might have. So yes, we will be giving out scholarships or giving out acceptance letter prior to the scholarship deadline. So as soon as you have all your stuff in and you get accepted and we review your application, we will let a student know where they was they accepted to the scholarship, are they a recipient of the scholarship, and then we will give a time frame for the student to let us know if they accept or not. Good question, good question. Any other questions? These are some good questions. Thank you, Mark, for your comment in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, if there's no other questions, where is the link for the scholarship? Ms. Keith, can you put the website link in the chat box? Also, if you go to South Carolina State webpage, in the search engine, if you would just type in agriculture, the Agriculture Innovation Scholarship page will pop up. If you type in agriculture in South Carolina State webpage, the next page that'll pop up will be a list of things about agriculture, and Agriculture Innovation Scholarship will pop up. Okay, but at this time, Ms. Keith, she did put the link to our scholarship webpage up. And our scholarship webpage, it provides more information about the majors as well. So if you kind of say, hey, I don't know what agribusiness is, or I don't know what family consumer science child development is, we do provide additional information about it on our webpage. And additionally, you can always reach out to us and we'll be happy to discuss the majors more in depth with you as well. All right, great questions, great questions. All right, if there aren't any other questions, we hope that we answered all of your inquiries. We hope that you are excited about applying to South Carolina State University and becoming a Bulldog. And we hope that you are excited and gear up to apply for the Ag Innovation Scholarship. Like I said, with the scholarship, our goal is that our students do not take out any loans. So one of the major perks is that our students will graduate with a 4-year degree debt-free. And parents who are on the call, I think you know how much that means to financial stability in the future. So if you have any other friends that's interested in any career in agriculture, we invite you to tell your friend, your other high school friends as well, so that they can become a part of this great cohort. I would like to recognize our Executive Director of 1890 Research and Extension. He's on the call, Dr. Whitesides. I don't know if he's able to speak, but always like to recognize our leadership, and we appreciate you for all that you do and for allowing us to move forward with this scholarship. If you have anything you would like to share before we end this call, we welcome you at this time.
Thank you, Dr. Wise. I don't really have anything to share, just an observer. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, everybody, we hope that you have a great rest of the night. Get your applications in. If you have any questions, any inquiries, any concerns, please feel free to reach out to me on my email or Ms. Keith, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. I look forward to reviewing your applications. Everybody have a great evening, and thank you for joining the Bulldog family tonight. Have a great night.